easy for me to roll with YouTube. It's fine. I'm about to put something in.
Yeah, so I hope everybody can come over to YouTube. But I told my aunt, I said, I don't know how long I'm going to be on Facebook before they start interrupting. And sure enough, y'all seen it for yourself. I even made a post about it. They're going to start interrupting it. And I want to address one of the sisters' questions. I'm going to give everybody a time to get on. Because she asked me about who was Jesus, I believe, who he was, who was Christ. So I want to deal with that. But they scared, y'all. I keep, boy. The sound is clear? Great. Excellent. Excellent. But I want to get let me find out who my beloved sister was that asked a question about Christ. Let me see, can I find it? Let me go back and see. Because she asked something about the Christ of the New Testament. But let me see, can I find her? Okay. I want her to come to YouTube. Give her some time. Sister Sila Yahoo. Sila Yahoo. Nice, beautiful name. Beautiful name. Give him a little bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
Cool? Okay, let me know if the sister Sila Yahoo. Tasula come in. Okay. Because yes, she said, who was Christ to the Israelites? And I wanted to address that. If I can't address it, I'll address it with her at another time. But I would bring out the fact that according to the scroll of Isaiah, the 49th chapter, that Yah has an elected job for Israel to do. Not all Israelites, but his Israelites he called his elect. And according to Isaiah, the 45th chapter, he said in verse 4, for Yah called my servant taking Israel my elect. So you want to know the elect that he's speaking about in Isaiah, the 42nd chapter. You want to know the servant that he put his spirit upon, whom his soul delighted. He's speaking to his elect servant Israel. You want to know who he called his servant? All we got to do is go to Isaiah, the scroll, because in Hebrew we don't have chapters. So all thing you have to do is go to Isaiah, the scroll of Isaiah, the 41st chapter, the 8th verse. It says, but thou, Israel, art my servant. Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham, my friend. Israel is the only one that Yah called his servant in the scroll of Isaiah. The only one that he called his witness in the scroll of Isaiah. The only one that he called his servant in the scroll of Isaiah. And what else did Yah say about Israel? We go to the book of Jeremiah, 31st chapter. Isaiah chapter 41, verse 8. He called Israel his servant. Her name is Sila Yahoo. SILAYHUTASOLO. My beautiful beloved sister, I'm glad you was able to make it over to YouTube. Sorry about the interruption on Facebook, but every time I come on Facebook, they interrupt me because I teach lessons that's dangerous for this nation and for if you trapped in Christianity or Islam or any of these religions. I studied under, to let you know a little brief history, under a teacher named Elisha Israel here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And he started a conference called the Restoration of the Sacred Laws Conference. And myself with Minister Ishaya Israel, with Minister Ezekiel Israel, with Minister Elkanah Israel, with Minister Aaron Aharon Israel, with Minister Yehoshua Israel, with Minister at the time Herman Taylor Israel. So I don't want to leave nobody out. Minister Daniel Israel. We had a conference called the Restoration of Sacred Laws. If I'm leaving anyone out, I apologize. And he took, and we went all across the nation. And I attempt to gather all Israel together, bring them together, and talk about the law. Because within the confines of the law, that's what salvation is based on. So he wanted us all to talk so we can, even if we disagree, we can disagree without being disagreeable. And that was his mission, to bring the Israelites back to the laws of the Most High. And I was taught by him, and by Murray Daniel, and by a teacher named Murray Tyree, and Minister Ezekiel Israel. I was taught by them. And what I was taught is very dangerous to the world, be quite honest with you. To anybody that's in Egyptology, atheists, whatever you're into. When you're dealing with the word of Yah, of the Old Testament, it's like, his word is like fire, and people shall become wood, and it shall devour them. But you asked me the question, who was Christ to the Israelites? The Christ to the Israelites, to me personally, I don't know who he is to you, but I'm speaking to us, to me. He's not relevant to my salvation. And to Moses, he wouldn't be relevant to Moses or any other patriarchs in the Old Testament at all. And he was not relevant to the Most High Yah, or if you called him Yahuwah, Yahweh, Ahia, whatever name you call the Most High, he was not relevant to Yah. Yah never spoke one word about the Christ of the New Testament. And all of the prophecies that the Christians believe in the Old Testament that it is speaking about him, it is not. Yah name, when Yah has a relationship with a special servant of his, a special son of his, he names him. He talks about him. Like he said, I'm the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All throughout the book, you will read that. You will read where he even called Cyrus his anointed. And Cyrus was not even an Israelite. You will read what he talked about, how special Job was. Job have a book called the Book of Job. You will see how he talked about Noah was righteous. How Enoch walked with God, the Almighty. He would talk about how Abraham was his friend. How he said, I know Abraham, that he will command his household and his children that they shall keep the way of the Most High. And he associated his name with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He said, I'm the God of these three men. But when it comes to Paul, Peter, Christ, anybody in the New Testament, John the Baptist, the Father says not one mumbling word. Especially since we're just dealing with the Christ of the New Testament. Who he is to the Israelites, nothing. Not to the ones that are woke. Now the ones that think they need him, he said they need the Father. He said they've got to worship the Father. If they worship in me, they practice in iniquity. If they doing things in my name, baptizing in my name, casting out devils in my name, he said they practice in iniquity. He told the world, although he attempted to alter the law, he first started off good. He said, don't even think I come to destroy the law of the prophets. He said, I didn't come to destroy, but to supposedly fulfill the law. which he could not do. He did not fulfill no prophecies. And see, the problem is when you're dealing with Christianity in the New Testament, my New Testament family can't get out of the book of Matthew, the first chapter, because within the confines of that chapter. Now, I was raised a Christian, and I believed that he was the Son of God. But once I got older and started reading the book for myself and stopped letting the preacher just preach and started looking into things myself, doing my own personal research, I found out that he was immaculate, supposed to be an immaculate conception. Then I said, then why do they got him a genealogy of coming from the house of David? Now, if he's truly the Son of God, he didn't descend from man. He's an immaculate conception through the Holy Ghost, through the birth of the Virgin Mary. He's God's son. Now, how can he be God's son and be from the tribe of Judah? Because the fathers denote the son. What tribe the son? The father does that. The son gets the name from his father, not the mother. So how can he be from the tribe of Judah, be one of the sons of David, or the son of Joseph, and also be the son of the Most High? That's a contradiction. And within Matthew, the first chapter, they didn't think we was going to read for ourselves. He is supposed to fulfill the prophecy spoken of in the scroll of Isaiah, chapter 7, verse 14. And most Christians only read Isaiah 7, verse 14, where it says, behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and thou shalt call his name Emmanuel. The word virgin is not even there in Hebrew. The Hebrew word is Alma. It's maiden, young woman. And then it said, he shall save the world, or save his people from their sins. When you read that chapter alone by itself, it has nothing at all to do with any child being born to come to die for the sins of the world or Israel. It was a sign given to Ahaz that they own Israelite brother that confederated with a foreign nation was not going to overthrow the house of Judah. And y'all said it won't stand, it won't come to pass. Within 65 years, shall they be broken? It won't come to pass. So they used that and said it was fulfilling Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, which is a straight out lie. And then when you read the New Testament, it's two genealogies of the Christ of the New Testament. One in the book of Matthew, the first chapter, and one in the book of Luke, the third chapter. It's lies all throughout the New Testament. So who was Christ to us? We came over on the slave ship, Jesus. He is the God that the Europeans gave our ancestors on the plantation. And common sense should tell you, our people, if a man won't treat you right, he won't teach you right. Would a man that's been raping you, brutalizing you, give you the name of the Savior to call on and gonna punish him for what he's whooping you and beating you? Would he give you the key to let yourself out of prison? Or would he give you a God that he knew that could not save you? And we've been in this land for almost 400 years, and the black man is still talking about voting. The black man and woman is still out there talking about marching and protesting. How have we been saved? Look at the ghettos. Look at the inner city. I heard today on the news, an 8-year-old child was murdered through gun violence. 7 youth lately, all I think under the age of 10, around the country, in the inner city, by the hand of their own people. And you know what? The Christ of the New Testament said that's what he's going to bring. He said, I ain't come to send peace on the earth. He said, I came to bring a sword. He said, I come to set the daughter-in-law against the mother-in-law. I come to set the fathers against the son. And a man foe shall be they of his own household. So how? He's the Prince of Peace according to Isaiah the 9th chapter, the 6th to 7th verse. He's not the Prince of Peace. They don't even think that's me in that book. So what our people have been programmed to think was given to them by their slave masters. That's why Nat Turner can use the New Testament to liberate the slaves. He had to go back to the Old Testament. He can use what Christ said about turn the other cheek and loving their enemies. How can you liberate anybody from a slave doctrine, a slave Bible? The New Testament is a slave Bible. And if we're going by a slave Bible, you're going to remain a slave mentally and spiritually. The New Testament teach, it says, you look at a man today as if he was Christ, and you suffer for things that you didn't even do, and you suffer wrongfully for it, and you take a beating painfully. You take that butt whooping painfully for hereunto what Christ called. And he suffered for us, leaving us an example that we shall follow his footsteps. That's what it says in the slave Bible. So who was Christ to us? He's a God that y'all said stay away from. Yes, got a question?
She has a question.
Yes.
She said, what are your thoughts on John, the Revelator, who prophesies about the end times and the beast being Christ?
Yeah, the beast is Christ. Yeah, he's the Antichrist. He's the one the book of Daniel speaks of about. They shall think to change times and laws. Who you think the Roman Empire, the Catholic Church, used to change times and laws with AD and BC? They used the Christ of the New Testament. Who do you think they used to replace Passover with Easter? They used the Christ of the New Testament. Who do you think they used to replace the Sabbath day to Sunday? They used the Christ of the New Testament. He was used to replace the laws. And as I showed, he himself attempted to replace the laws. He is the Antichrist. You got over 1 billion Christians that's following Christ. Y'all said only a remnant of his people are going to be saved. You know why most people are going to be destroyed? Millions of Israelites, millions of African American people, because they are Christians. And y'all know that he said when you serve other gods, he said you good for nothing. You good for nothing. Your mind has been destroyed. And you can't come out of that religion. And see, Christianity is a religion like Islam. And the New Testament is a slave religion. It only teach you to turn the other cheek. It tells them, do you know how it talks against women? It tells a woman to keep her mouth shut while she's in church. If she got any questions at all, wait till she get home and ask her husband, for it is a shame for a woman to even speak in the church. It downgrades women. It tells a woman she shouldn't even be wearing gold or pearls. She shouldn't even be having no cornrows, her hair braided up. That's what it says about a woman. And if any women that follow the New Testament, if they want to be saved, they want to have salvation, just take their shoes off, kick their feet up, and have a bunch of babies. Be naked, barefoot, and just have babies. It's a slave Bible. It degrades women. When Yahweh have prophetess, when Yahweh have women judges that ruled over men, the men had to come to the woman judge. The king had to listen to the woman prophetess. If he didn't listen, if he had the mind state of a lot of Israelite men to go about what Paul said, and he didn't listen to what that prophetess said, he got destroyed. Because a lot of Israelite brothers that adhere to the New Testament, they don't even engage in conversations with women at all. They look at it as something that's beneath them. But yet their mama is a woman. How dare them? Look, see the madness of it? The one that gave them birth is a queen. She's a god. And they talking about a woman, it don't even have authority to teach a man nothing at all. So it's slave Bible all day long. And that Turner, as I said, he couldn't use it to free the slaves. Martin Luther King, that's why he had that mentality of turning the other cheek and nonviolent. And that's why Malcolm X didn't like him. Teaching our people that message, not to fight back, turn the other cheek. The Curtis said he's a man of war. He don't have no turn the other cheek. He said if a man is afraid and fearful, faint-hearted, he said leave him at home with the women and children. Don't take him out the battle. So you try to take Christ with you to war? You only doomed to lose. Coming up against your enemy and quoting his writings. What we're going to do, let's look what Christ said. He said, turn the other cheek and love them. You get ate up. You get ate up. So I hope that helped. You got any more questions? At all? Shoot away. Shoot away. But the Creator said Israel is his servant. He said Israel is his son. He said, Israel is his witness. Yes, yes, I heard about that. That fine, yeah, about not wearing a mask. But I said, let the shoe fall what it may, because they're just trying to take away your control. That's all. What I tell you right now, I'm not wearing a mask in public. I tell them that right now. I'm not going to be breathing in my own air. Just like I'm not going to take no vaccination. See, my heart, I'm proposing my heart, I'm ready to die. I'm not afraid of death. Y'all been took that out of my heart. I'm not afraid of death. And he knows it. He know I'm telling the absolute truth when I'm speaking to y'all looking into this camera. Because I know I'm in the hand of the Father. Who best hand to be in than y'all? Everybody talking about they want to go to heaven, Christians, but they don't. Nobody want to die. Surely, why not? Why wouldn't you want to go to heaven? Huh? But this is what out there. But I'm not worried about that at all. At all. I teach what I teach and live by not only by faith, but by works. Because even the New Testament, even itself says faith without works is dead. A lot of people say they got faith, but they got no works at all. And no works at all. And when a push comes to shove, many of us is gonna die because we're scared. We're gonna die. The fear is gonna kill you before anything else will. And Brother Yoel is not scared. Because I know my life is in the hand of the Most High. So I can speak bold. I can speak against Islam. I can speak against Christianity. I can speak against the government. I can speak against any entity. I'm not no 501(c)(3). You can't control me. I don't sign no contracts with the heathen. And I'm obligated to only say certain things. No, I talk about the Sodomites. I talk about Trump. I talk about it. It's on. The floodgate is on. The floor is open. Okay, you know, definitely know if I'm gonna call myself trying to correct what some of my own brothers is teaching and doing. You think I ain't gonna speak out against the government or Trump or DeWine or any of them? Give a daggone thing about them. Alicia said years ago, he said he wasn't allowed to open up shop on Sunday. Back then they have blue code laws. And you couldn't open up no barbershop on Sunday. No hair salon, but he know what he did? He challenged governors, I think it was Celeste at that time. Challenged him. And you know what happened? You know what y'all did? He was the first barber in Ohio, the state of Ohio, to open up his barbershop on a Sunday. Because he didn't fear. He was walking with the Most High. So you got to know, see, the scripture said in the fear of Yah is strong confidence. It's strong confidence. Strong. But did anybody got any questions? Because Yah called Israel the apple of his eye. He called Israelites his servant, his witness, his battle axe and weapons of war, and I could go on and on. But I want to come forth because I'm going to be on tomorrow as well. A little earlier, but I'm going to be on tomorrow. But I want to address this tonight. So did anybody got any questions at all? Send them in now. I wish what's his name? Yahasharallah would have came in, but of course, as they all do, they get scared. And I'm nice. I'll let them speak. I will let them speak. But did my sister have any more questions? Dealing with Christ? Or dealing with the Antichrist? Because he is the Antichrist. Don't you know? Let me share this with you, beloved. According to Passover, the Creator told us that we should keep Pesach in the remembrance of him. Passover. But the Christ of the New Testament said, don't do it in remembrance of his father Yah. He said, do it in remembrance of him. And while you're doing it in remembrance of him, he said, when you're breaking the bread think about eating of his body. And when you're drinking of the blood of the wine, look at that as if that is his blood. And that is what they call communion today. And that's what Christ said in the New Testament. He said, do that. Keep Pesach or Passover in the remembrance of him. Now I ask you, who y'all gonna go with? Are you gonna go with Yah, or are you gonna go with Christ? The choice is yours. It is yours. But I'm sticking with the Most High. I'm sticking with Yah. So with that being said, if don't nobody have any questions, if no one have any comments at all, I will graciously end this portion and say, may Yah bless you all. May he keep you all. May he watch over you and guard over your houses and keep you all in perfect peace. Hallelujah. 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 Praise the mighty Yah. Yah is righteous. Yah is holy. And as usual, and I don't know why I always get my hopes up. I got to stop getting my hopes up. You're right. I got to stop getting my hopes up. My auntie tell me that. Everybody else tell me they ain't going to call in. Get your hopes up. I ain't going to get my hopes up no more. It's done. It's done with. I'm just going to do what I do, teach. And if somebody happen to, then so be it. But with that being said, y'all have a blessed night. And Lila Tov. Lila Tov. Praise the King.
Amen. That